Hey guys, hopefully everyone is doing well. Today's target is to understand journal entries for defective goods. In previous lecture, part A, we have understood journal entries for spoiled goods, and this is overview of those, where not only journal entries we have tried to understand, but beside that, how to put the amounts in front of these journal entries we understood. And now today our topic is different. Instead of spoiled goods, we are now up to defective goods. Spoiled goods means you were manufacturing some products during the process, a product was damaged, and even after a good care, you were not able to make that product as fresh product and concluded to sell that product as B pair, with which there was a loss. As example, we have given in case of spoiled goods, you were making chairs, 10 chairs you were making, and one chair was damaged during the process. And even after repair trials, or even after trying to make it good, it wasn't possible. So you have decided to make that chair as B pair. So instead of standardized price, you have applied a price which is less than that of standard, and you sold the same product at lower level, at lower price, with which you have faced a loss, and that loss would be considered as spoiled loss. And the goods in this way are considered spoiled. Just contrary to this, just opposite to this, defective is different. Defective loss is a different type of loss. Again, same thing we will discuss to understand it. Suppose you have a manufacturing concern and you are manufacturing chairs. Your total chairs which you were trying to manufacture are 10, and during the process, let's say one chair is damaged. But due to that damage, obviously the chair would not be considered as a pair. What you have done, you have purchased new raw material, you have applied new labor upon that damaged chair, and few factory expenses were added, and finally you have made it as a pair with which you will not be selling it as B pair. That damaged product would be sold even after that happened. You can sell it as A pair. Under spoiled goods, what was happening? Under spoiled loss, you have sold damaged product as B pair. But under defective goods, though it is a loss, but you have sold defective goods as A pair by putting some new material, labor, and efforts. So spoiled loss, which was not repairable loss. Another thing we can mention over here, that that damaged chair would not be repairable. Unrepairable loss, that was. Under defective goods, a loss was happened. In same case, as we have discussed, in case of spoiled, there is a loss. In defective, there is a loss. But in case of spoiled goods, we were not able to repair that loss. In case of defective goods, though our product has been damaged, but at minor stage, and we can repair it, and we can make that damaged product again after putting some material, labor, FH. Again we can make that product as A pair. There will be There will not be any loss in terms of price as we have repaired that product in an effective way. So we will sell our damaged product after putting some material, labor, effort as a pair. This is the difference, and hopefully you have understand the difference between spoiled and defective goods. Spoils loss is not recoverable. You will sell as B pair. Defective loss, the loss can be or the damage can be repairable, and it would be sold as A pair, not B pair. So come to the point, we are actually responsible to make journal entries. Surprisingly, first entry for spoiled and defective is same. So you will start your work. How? Work in process. First, for material, just like spoiled goods, you are starting your work in process. As your work in process will proceed, it's favorable thing. Goods are going to be in your favor. That is why we are considering it as our asset. Again, work in process and work in process, but here we will be using labor, and then we will be having work in process FH. This is showing that we have started some work. How? By using some material. So if material is used, it means there is decrease in material, decrease in asset, and we are crediting it. Labor is also being used, and some factory expenses are used, factory overheads. So this way we will complete our first entry. That means we have started our work. Narration would be work started. First entry would be completed in this way. And then what happened? Suddenly you felt that out of total number of units you have manufactured, some number of units are damaged. But this is not a serious damage. Let's say you were manufacturing chairs and suddenly suppose a water drops. Let's say water was dropped upon the chair. Since it's not a serious damage, so what you will do, you will put some material, labor will come and try to clear that damage, and some factory expenses you have used, damage is cleared, and such damage would be recoverable. So what had happened in second entry, you will show that repair done upon defective goods. What you have done? In first entry, you have started your work in process. Some chairs were, some number of units were damaged, and you have repeated the same procedure which you were doing in the first entry. You again have started your work in process upon that damaged product. You put some new raw material, and then work in process you have started for your labor, and work in process was started for FH. I was saying that same what you have done for the first entry you will be doing over here. So in this way what you are doing is to putting some new effort, new raw material, new labor and new FH, so that the product can be repaired easily. To labor and to factory overheads. Hopefully you have understood. Now let's see, you were making 100 chairs at a cost of 10 rupees each. I'm just giving you an example. So 10 per unit of material was used. Then 100 chairs were manufactured with cost of 5 per unit. Again, I'm telling you, it's just an example to make you understood. Then these 100 chairs were made with factory expenses of 2 per unit. At this stage, two number of units were damaged, and again you have put some raw material. Per unit cost of raw material was 10, and some labor was put. Per unit of labor was 5, and some factory expenses were made for two number of units to make them good. Factory overhead per unit cost was 2. Alright, this is our phenomena. 100 chairs we have started. Out of these 102 chairs were damaged. We have again put some material, labor and effort upon damaged chair to make them as A pair, to make them as fresh product. The damage which was according to defective laws was not a serious damage. Just putting a little more effort, you have made that damaged product returning as A product. Same amount would be written over here. Hopefully you have understood here, and I'm just going to write the formulas now. Here what you will do, number of units you will take, and it would be multiplied by small m. Small m means per unit cost of material you will be multiplying. Okay, so next procedure you will see your labor, and for that what you will do, units multiply by labor. So we will put small l. Per unit cost of labor you will write over here, small l, and then again you will be putting your units multiply by small f per unit cost of average, and here you will use defective units, and it would be multiplied by small m. Then defective units multiply by small m. When we will solve these questions, it would look more easy. Defective units. For second entry, we will use per unit cost of labor, and for third, we will use per unit cost of effort. And same amount would be written at credit side. Whatever you will calculate on first side, same would be written on credit side as well. Alright guys, in this way you will complete your amounts for repair. What we are doing over here, repair done on defective goods, work started. That means you have put your effort of material, labor, effort upon total number of units, and here you are putting your effort only upon the damaged products. These two columns are extra. Let's remove these columns. Okay. Now third part is finally few number of units you have started, some were damaged and you have repaired them, and finally you will see how many number of units are present in your finished goods. For finished goods, same entry which we have seen in spoiled goods, material, labor, and to finally factory overheads. Finished goods are recorded over here. This way your three entries are completed. Let's zoom off to see what you will be doing over here. In defective goods, there are three entries. First, to start your work upon total number of units, and then some damaged units you have repaired, and then number of finished goods are present over here. So for finished goods, what you will do, how would you write your finished goods over here? Final entry is your finished goods, and here actually you will put your work in process over here, and here as well work in process, and you will use the same for third as well, work in process. We can take this factory overhead as FOH. Alright guys, what we have done in spoiled goods, yes, that was similar, and here we have our three entries. Now you can know that how much amount would be written at credit side of work in process over here. This is your question. What amount would be written over here in three columns? What you will write on work in process material, work in process labor, and work in process FH. For that you will be making a ledger. Just like in spoiled goods, first ledger you will make for work in process material, and what you will do, suppose the first amount which was present at here, I'm just supposing it's 10, then we have 4, instead of 4 it should be little bigger amount, 40, and then we have third amount as 60. I'm just supposing it. These are the amount for work in process material, labor, FOH. And for defective goods, where should we write? No place is present over here. Let's say here amount is 2, then we have 4, and then we have 6. Just assumed amounts are present over here. Effective units multiply by m. So work in process material in first entry is 10. Work in process material in second entry is 2. In both entries, work in process material is at debit side. So when you will make your ledger, what will happen? According to ledger rules, if work in process material is debit, you will put amount on debit side. And what reference you will use here, due to material. In second entry, look at over here. In second entry, work in process material is again debited by 2. So put 2 on debit side. The reason is again to material. So all entries, there were 3 entries, 2 entries were having the amount and you had put it. It's time to balance them. First what you will do, you will make total of both sides. Total of debit side is 10. Total of credit side is 0. Larger total, you will select larger total is 10 and you will put larger sum on both total of both sides. Now finally you will choose smaller side where you will write the balance. As this concept is very basic, so I'm taking little speed. How you will calculate your balance? By subtracting larger total, by subtracting smaller total from the larger total. So your larger total was 10, smaller total was 0. In this way you have got your balance. The total was here 12, and you will write the larger total on both sides. And finally what you are doing, smaller total would be subtracted from the larger total. Larger total 12, smaller total 0. You have got your balance 12 for what? Work in process material. So this 12, the balance would be written over here. In the similar way, what you will do, you will make second ledger work in process labor, then you will make your third ledger work in process FOH, and the balance would be calculated, and finally these balances will be put in third entry. These amounts would be filled, and what you will do, sum of these three amounts would be posted in front of finished goods. In this way, your left side would be completed. First entry for start of your work, second entry for repair or damage, and finally the third entry would be for your finished goods. How you will write the amount in work in process material? For that you will make a ledger. Answer of first ledger will be put in front of material. Answer of second ledger would be put in front of labor, and answer of third ledger would be put in front of FH. Then sum of these three answers will be put at this, like right now 12 and then question mark, then again question mark. Amount whatever would be written over here will be added and be written in front of finished goods. In this way your left side would be completed, and there is a surprise for you. Under defective goods, this first entry without any change you will be putting to the right side. Again, heading is same what you have written in spoil good. Loss is charged to the production. Loss is not charged to the production but charged to the department. Here loss is charged to production, not charged to the department. Here charged to department, and over here not charged to the department. But in both cases first entry would be same, and even their amounts would also be similar. There will not be any change. And second entry, yes, there will be a change, but I would like to tell you about third entry. Your third entry would also be similar, except for the amounts which you will put. Amounts will not be like this, there will be a difference. For the time being, we are just trying to evaluate the volume of this question. This is your total page, what you will write on left side and what you will write on your left side. You will have three entries, first, second and third entry, three third entry on left side, first, second and third entry on your right page. The difference is your second entry. Here you have started your work to make that product again as A pair. In case when you have charged this loss to the production, please keep it in mind, when you have charged this loss to the production, you won't repeat this entry. We will face that loss. Instead of writing work in process, what you will do, you will write only FOH, and that's all. And you will put two material or two labor or two FOH on credit side. First two material, then two labor and two factory overheads. As you can see that two material, two labor and two FH was credited in left page, and same is credited on right page as well, two material, two labor, FH. But what change we have made, instead of writing work in process, work in process, work in process on debit side, we have written only single word, and that is FH. So in this way your entry for defective goods when loss is charged to the production has been completed. Here very interesting factor is when you will be writing your amount over here. Again same question mark and question mark is here. How you would write amount of work in process material in third entry? Process is similar. You will be making your ledger for work in process material. But what will happen here? First amount was, we have suppose it was 10. We need to have more space. Okay, first amount was 10. You will be putting amount 10 over here. Reference, how would we write reference in ledger? Whatever is written on the opposite side will be used as reference. At opposite side, to material is written. You will write to material over here. And then please focus, there is no work in process in second entry. That's all. It means out of these two entries, there is only one entry which would be posted in your ledger. Since there was only one amount, steps would be same. Total of first side or debit side, total of credit side. Little more space is needed over here. Total of credit side is 0 as nothing is mentioned on credit side. Then you will choose the larger sum. Larger sum is 10, which would be put on total of both sides. After which you will choose the smaller side. Credit side is smaller. There you will calculate the balance. And how you will calculate this balance? By subtracting smaller sum from the larger sum. Larger sum here is 10. You will subtract smaller sum, which is 0, and here you have got the balance, which is 10. So you can directly put amount over here 10. If you can see that there was only one entry present in defective goods which was meant to be entered in ledger. So instead of making ledger, but that doesn't mean you won't make. I'm just giving you an option. Since there is only one entry present on debit side, whatever you will write on in front of work in process material at debit side, same amount would be posted in credit side, because there is only one entry at ledger. Anyhow, you will be making three ledgers for defective goods as well: work in process material, work in process labor, and work in process FH. So second ledger would be work in process labor and FH. Again, I would like to zoom off again little more to let you know what would be your progress. This is your complete page where there would be three entries on left side. First entry to start your work, second entry to repair, and third entry for finished goods. And three entries are also present on right side of the page with the second option, loss charged to the production. First, second, and third. First entry to start the work, second entry narration is loss charged to production, and that's all. Narration of this entry would be loss charged to the production. Third entry for finished goods. The good thing is the first entry, when loss is not charged or loss is charged to the production, is same. Second entry is different. Third entry, when loss is charged and when loss is not charged, is similar. Only difference would be the amount. Here, when you will complete your ledger for work in process material, amount would be different. While when you will make ledger at left side, amount in front of work in process material would be different. So that's all. So 6 total entries for defective goods, 6 total entries for spoiled goods. In this way, you can complete your question. Right now, it's your responsibility to repeat them again and again and again, so that when we will solve question, there must not be any difficulty, there must not be any usage of brain at that time. You must have these entries in, you must be fluent in telling these entries while we will be solving our first question. Right now, you you just receive these, you just take these entries and repeat them for at least 4 to 5 times. In this way, introduction of defective goods is ended, and hopefully very soon we will be here to solve our questions. Up till then, please take care of yourself, and I am requesting you to please pray for me as well. these journal entries is your responsibility now. It's time to say goodbye. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.